What is he doing out there? Shh. God almighty, Mom. How long has he been doing this?
Don't. He'll hear you.
What the hell's the matter with him?
It'll pass by morning.
Shouldn't we do anything?
Oh, my dear. You should do a lot of things, but there's nothing to do. So go to sleep.
I never heard him so loud, Mom.
We'll come home more often. You'll hear him.
Why didn't you ever write me about this?
How would I write to you? For 3 months you had no address.
I was on the move, Mom. But you know I thought of you all the time, don't you, pal?
I know, dear. I know. But he likes to have a letter, just to know there's a possibility for better things.
He's not like this all the time, is he?
It's when you come home that he's always the worst.
When I come home?
When you write you're coming home, he's all smiles and he talks about the future and he's just wonderful. And then the closer you seem to come, the more shaky he gets. And then by the time you're here, he's arguing and he seems angry at you. I think it's just maybe he can't bring himself to open up to you. Why are you so hateful to each other? Why is that?
I'm not hateful, Mom.
But you no sooner come in the door than you're fighting.
I don't know why. I mean to change. I'm trying. Don't you understand, Mom?
Are you home to stay now?
I don't know. I want to look around, see what's doing.
Biff, you can't look around all your life, can you?
I just can't take hold, Mom. I just can't take hold of some kind of a life.
Biff, a man is not a bird to come and go with the springtime.
Your hair got so gray.
Oh, it's been gray since you were in high school. I just stopped dyeing it, that's all.
Dye again, will you? I don't want my pal looking old now.
You're such a boy. You think you can go away for a year and... You've got to get it through your head that one day you'll knock on this door and there'll be strange people here.
What are you talking about? You're not even 60, Mom.
But what about your father?
Well, I met him too.
He admires Pop.
Oh, Biff, if you don't have any feeling for him, you can't have any feeling for me.
Sure I can.
No, you can't just come here to see me because I love him. He's the dearest man in the world to me, and I won't have anyone making him feel unwanted and low and blue. You've got to make up your mind now, darling. There's no leeway anymore. Either he's your father and you pay him that respect, or else you're not to come here. I know he's not the easiest man to get along with. Nobody knows that better than me, but...
Hey, Biffo!
What the hell is the matter with him?
Don't go near him.
Stop making excuses for him. He always wiped the floor with you. Never had an ounce of respect for you.
He's always had respect for...
What the hell do you know about it?
Just don't call him crazy.
He's got no character. Charlie wouldn't do this, not in his own house, spewing out that vomit from his mind.
Charlie's never had to cope with what he's got.
People are worse off than Willie Loman. Believe me, I've seen them.
Then make Charlie your father, Biff. You can't do that, can you? I don't say he's a great man. Willie Loman never made a lot of money. His name was never in the paper. He's not the finest character that ever lived. But he's a human being. And a terrible thing is happening to him. So attention must be paid. He's not allowed to fall into his grave like an old dog. Attention must finally be paid to such a person. You called him crazy.
Didn't mean...
No. A lot of people think he's lost his balance. But you don't have to be very smart to know what his trouble is. The man's exhausted.
Sure.
A small man can be just as exhausted as a great man. He works for a company for 36 years this March, opens up unheard of territories under their trademark, and now in his old age they take his salary away?
I didn't know that, Mom.
You never asked, my dear. Now that you get your spending money someplace else, you don't trouble your mind with him.
I gave you money last.
Christmas time, $50. To fix the hot water, it costs $97.50. For 5 weeks, he's been on strike commission, like a beginner, an unknown.
Those ungrateful bastards.
Are they any worse than his sons? When he brought them business, when he was young, they were glad to see him. But now his old friends, the old buyers that loved him so and always found some order to hand him in a pinch, they're all gone, dead, retired. He used to be able to make 6, 7 calls a day in Boston. Now he takes his valises out of the car and puts them back in and takes them out, and he's exhausted. Instead of walking, he talks now. He drives 700 miles, and when he gets there, no one knows him anymore. No one welcomes him. What goes through a man's mind driving 700 miles home without having earned a cent? Why shouldn't he talk to himself? Why? When he has to go to Charlie and borrow $50 a week and pretend to me that it's his pay? How long can that go on for? How long? You see what I'm sitting here and waiting for? And you tell me he has no character? The man never worked a day in his life but for your benefit. When does he get a medal for that? Is this his reward? To turn around at the age of 63 and find his sons, who he loved better than life, one a philandering bum?
Mom!
That's all you are, my baby. And you! What happened to the love you had for him? You were such pals. How you used to talk on the phone every night. How lonely he was till he could come home to you.
All right, Mom. I'll live here in my room, and I'll get a job, and I'll stay away from him. That's all.
No, Biff. You can't stay here and fight all the time.
He threw me out of this house, remember?
Why did he do that? I never knew why.
Because I know that he's a fake. And he doesn't like anyone else who knows.
Why a fake? In what way? What do you mean?
Just don't lay it all on my feet. It's between me and him. That's all I have to say. I'll chip in from now on. He'll sell for half my paycheck. I'll be all right. I'm going to bed.
He won't be all right.
I hate this city. I'll stay here. Now what do you want?
He's dying, Biff.
Why is he dying?
He's been trying to kill himself.
How?
I live from day to day.
What are you talking about?
Remember I wrote to you that he smashed up the car again in February?
Well?
The insurance inspector came. He said that they have evidence that all these accidents, they weren't accidents.
How can they tell? That's a lie.
It seems there's this woman and this
What woman?
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What did you say?
Nothing. I just said what woman.
What about her?
Well, it seems she was walking down the road and saw his car. She said he wasn't driving fast at all and then he didn't skid. She says that he came to that little bridge and deliberately smashed into the railing, and it was only the shallowness of the water that saved him.
Oh no, he probably just fell asleep again.
I don't think he fell asleep.
Why not?
Last month... Oh, boys, it's so hard to say a thing like this. He's just a big, stupid man to you. But I tell you, there's more good in him than in many other people. I was looking for a fuse. The lights blew out and I went down in the cellar behind the fuse box. It happened to fall out. There was a length of our pipe, just short.
No kidding.
There's a little attachment on the end of it. I knew right away, and sure enough, on the bottom of the water heater is a new little nipple on the gas pipe.
That jerk.
Did you have it taken off?
I'm ashamed to. How can I mention it to him? Every day I go down and take away that little rubber pipe, but when he comes home, I put it back where it was. How can I insult him that way? I don't know what to do. I live from day to day, boys. I tell you, I know every thought in his mind. It sounds so old-fashioned and silly, but I tell you, he put his whole life into you, and you've turned your backs on him. Biff, I swear to God, Biff, his life is in your hands.
How do you like that, damn fool?
Alright, pal. Alright. Settle now. I've been remiss. I know that, Mom. But now I'll stay, and I swear to you, I'll apply myself. It's just, you see, Mom, I don't fit in business. Not that I won't try. I'll try. I'll make good.
Sure you will. The trouble with you in business was that you never tried to please people.
I know.
Like when you worked for Harrison's. Bob Harrison said you were tops. And then you go do some damn fool thing, like whistling whole songs in the elevator like a comedian.
So what? I like to whistle sometimes.
You don't raise a guy to a responsible job who whistles in the elevator.
Well, don't argue about it now.
Like when you go off and swim in the middle of the day instead of taking the line around.
Well, don't you run off? You take off sometimes, don't you? On a nice summer's day?
Yeah, but I cover myself.
Boys!
If I'm going to take a fade, the boss can call any number where I'm supposed to be, and they'll swear to him that I just left. I'll tell you something that I hate to say, Biff, but in the business world, some of them think you're crazy.
Screw the business world!